Alright, what's up? Today's video is going to be about our guy right here, our masonry table saw. Alright? So, the first thing you want to do when you come up before using the saw is to check out the pump. Okay? There's a couple things you have to be cautious of. One, this line right here that feeds the water to the saw is in clear distance away from the blade, because it's not impossible for this to work its way over and actually get nicked by the blade, and if it does, it won't work anymore. The other thing that most kids know is that obviously you got some water in here and you got to have enough water. So my rule of thumb is usually I want the filter on the pump to be completely submerged with water. So this is one right here where I would add maybe about another ½ inch of water. Okay. If you ever need to perform some maintenance, so what happens after repeated use of this saw, it starts to fill up with a lot of slurry from the cutoff from the material inside the tub here. There's a plug located right here, and you simply just drain out the water. And actually, it's really nice if you let it dry for a day and scrape it out, because this tends to be a very muddy mix at the bottom. Clean it all out and then add fresh water, and that will ensure the life of our pump and make sure that you're getting nice clean water irrigating the blade. Alright, so the next thing you usually want to do is you want to test the table here. Make sure that it's on the tracks. Alright? If the thing is not sliding evenly or smoothly, it's usually a sign that one of the wheels has come off the tracks, and this table just picks up, and you simply just got to adjust a little bit to ensure that the wheels are still sliding nice on the tracks. Okay, so another thing you want to be cautious of is that there's two ways to make the blade go down. You have the foot pedal here, which will make the blade go down, or you have a knob right here where you can do it by your hand. Okay? You have to make sure that the blade does not cut into the table. So as you can see, by pushing this down, it does in fact touch the table. This isn't the end of the world. Again, you just need to be cautious of it. Okay? Because if you push down while this is running all the way through, you will cut through the table. Alright? And that's a big no-no. There is a measurement guide for cutting your material along here. Experience has told me that this is usually wrong, and also you can see from repeated use this gets covered up. So the best thing usually to do is to line up your material on the blade, and if you have a number, a couple to cut, you simply make a pencil mark and then you just follow that on the blade. Alright? Some of the things I wanted to talk about while cutting material. This is some of the most important stuff. And while I'm saying all this, I'm not saying that these things that could happen, they do happen. Either I've witnessed students do them, or it's stuff that I've done myself, okay? One of the most important things is to make sure that the material sits tight and even along the back guard, okay? One of the things that kids do sometimes is they get in a hurry and they cut something like this, all right? So this will easily run through the saw, but as you can see, the saw blade stays straight, and when you cut something that's not flat against this guard, the blade, while spinning, will try to grab the material and simply throw it to the back of the saw. All right? If you ever feel that there is force being pulled against the material, simply let go of the material. All right? I'd rather have the saw be broken, because what happens if you hold on tight to the material, it could send you, and you could lose a finger in the saw blade. Okay, so you want to be cautious of that. Always have your material nice and tight and flush against the back guard. This is a wet saw. The water's obviously there to keep the dust down. Okay, so when I turn this saw on, it's not going to immediately have water come off of it. So I'm going to show you that right now. There's going to be a little bit of a lapse, so you're going to wait for the water. They have something that's called a rooster tail, and that's the water hitting the blade spraying to the back. You want to wait for the rooster tail to come in so that you know you're getting the blade wet. So I'm going to turn it on right now for you. This knob down here is to adjust the depth of the blade. So this blade can be moved up and down by turning left and right. All right. While cutting a block, this is something that I've actually witnessed students do. I've seen students, so you know by this notch that that's where the blade's going to run. I've seen students do this. Okay? What I will typically do is hold the block like this. This is important, and this is the best technique to do this. Okay? I'll hold the material and I'll take the palm of my hand and hold it tight, pinching the material against the guard. This again will prevent the material from being thrown back. So if I'm doing it this way, I'll go like this. All right. While cutting the material, is a technique that I like to use, and the blade is really down right now. Well, we'll just go like that. All right. One more thing I wanted to talk about, and how I like to do it, my style of doing it. So what I'll do is